They may be tiny, but ladybugs hide secrets you've never imagined. Some travel to space, others survive winters in colonies of thousands, and a few even practice cannibalism. Stay tuned, because today we'll uncover the 10 most surprising facts about ladybugs. 1. Not all ladybugs are red with black dots. 2. Aphid hunting machines. 3. Herbivorous species. 4. Ladybugs in space. 5. Winter hibernation colonies. 6. Flight power, 85 wing beats per second. 7. Complete metamorphosis. 8. Cannibalistic survival strategy. 9. Chemical defenses and antisemitism. 10. Anatomy and symbolism. Today at Green Ecology, we're going to discover some interesting facts about ladybugs. Let's get started. First, not all of them are red with black dots. Although we usually imagine them with that classic red and black spots, their appearance actually varies greatly. There are yellow, orange, brown, pink, and even completely black ladybugs. The number of spots they have also varies. Some have only 2, while others can have up to 24. This variation isn't just aesthetic, the colors and spots act as warning signals for predators, as many species have an unpleasant taste or are slightly toxic. Second, they are true aphid hunting machines. Ladybugs are among the most effective insects when it comes to pest control in gardens and crops. They feed on aphids, mites, mealybugs, and other small pests. The most impressive thing is that they can consume several times their own weight in a single day. It is estimated that an adult can eat up to 5,000 aphids throughout its lifetime. However, not all ladybugs are carnivorous. Some species of the Epilacna genus are herbivores and can actually become pests themselves by feeding on plant leaves and stems. 3 have traveled into space. In 1999, NASA decided to carry 4 ladybugs aboard the Space Shuttle Columbia on mission STS-93. The experiment involved observing how they behaved when hunting aphids in a weightless environment. The results were surprising. Despite the lack of gravity, the ladybugs continued to hunt successfully, demonstrating their great adaptability. Even in space, they remain effective predators. Undefined 4, they can hibernate in groups. During the winter, many species of ladybugs do not migrate to warmer climates. Instead, they enter a state called diapause, a kind of hibernation in which they reduce their vital functions to a minimum. During this period, they survive thanks to the fat reserves accumulated during the warmer months. The most curious thing is that they usually gather in dozens, hundreds, or even thousands, forming true winter colonies that take shelter under stones between tree bark or in cracks in houses to conserve heat. 5. They can beat their wings 85 times per second. Ladybugs are not only agile on leaves, they are also excellent flyers. Their wings, which are protected under hard shells called elytra, can beat at a speed of up to 85 times per second. This allows them to move quickly from one plant to another in search of food or shelter. When they land, they carefully fold their wings and shelter them under the shells, which also protect them from damage when they are not in flight. 6. They undergo a complete transformation. The life cycle of a ladybug is a true metamorphosis. It begins as a tiny egg from which an elongated larva hatches. It already begins to devour aphids. As it grows, it goes through 4 larval stages, increasing in size and voracity. At this stage, it attaches itself to a surface to form a pupa. At this stage, a radial transformation occurs, giving rise to the adult insect with a rounded body, wings, and characteristic coloration. 7. They sometimes practice cannibalism. It may sound shocking, but ladybugs can eat each other. Females sometimes devour their own unfertilized eggs, and larvae can feed on other larvae or eggs when food is scarce. This behavior, although drastic, is a survival strategy that helps control population density and secure resources for the strongest individuals. 8. They have a chemical defense system. When threatened, ladybugs can release a slightly toxic yellow substance from the joints of their legs with a very unpleasant smell and taste. This liquid acts as a defense mechanism against birds, reptiles, and other predators. Added to this is their bright coloration, which acts as a warning signal. A phenomenon known as aposematism, a single bad taste is enough for a predator to avoid them in the future. 9. They have a complex anatomy. Ladybugs have 6 legs, like all insects, as well as segmented antennae, a head differentiated from the thorax and abdomen, and an internal structure called the tentorium that gives structure and support to their head. They also breathe through spiracles, small holes distributed throughout their body. Despite their tiny size, their anatomy is complex and extremely efficient. And finally, 10. They have strong symbolism. Ladybugs not only play an essential ecological role as pest controllers, they also have an important place in popular culture. In many parts of the world, they are a symbol of good luck. In Europe, they are associated with the Norse goddess Freya. And in Christianity, with the Virgin Mary. Depending on the country, they are known as ladybugs, or ladybugs. Regardless of their name, they always generate sympathy and admiration wherever they appear. These are plant aphids, a pest for crops, and this is also called by the scientific name kitchen beetle. They are insects from the beetle family. There are around 5,000 species of these tiny insects scattered throughout the world. These small, hard-shelled creatures are harmless to humans and useful to gardeners. Although most people think of ladybugs as red with black spots, not all ladybug species look like this. In addition to red, they can also be yellow, orange, brown, pink, or even all black. There are ladybugs that have no spots at all and others that may be more striped. Adult ladybugs have a recognizable soft dome shape, and their front wings are protected by an outer layer, or elytra. Beneath the outer layer is a pair of thin hind wings that unfold at a speed of 0.1 second and are significantly larger than the body. Once unfolded, the wings move at a speed of 85 beats per second. They have earned their place as a desirable insect because they are voracious consumers of aphids, mites, and mealybugs, which is why their use as biological pest control insects in gardens and crops has been boosted. Ladybugs lay hundreds of eggs in aphid colonies, and as soon as the larvae hatch, they immediately begin feeding. An adult can eat up to 5,000 aphids in its lifetime. The life cycle of one is very similar to that of a butterfly. Both insects go through what is called complete metamorphosis. The first stage is when the egg is laid. Female ladybugs lay up to 1,000 tiny golden eggs during just one season, but not all of them reach adulthood. The eggs hatch in 3 to 5 days. This occurs during the spring and summer seasons, and they can even continue reproducing until fall. Temperatures are ideal. The second stage, the larval stage, lasts 20 to 30 days, and they eat a huge amount of food, mainly aphids. A larva looks very different from an adult. Stage 3, the larva becomes a pupa. At this stage, the larva excretes a substance that hardens. The larva then pupates, undergoing a final change inside that hard shell. In 3 to 12 days, the adult emerges. This is the fourth and final stage of development. Complete metamorphosis lasts between 4 and 8 weeks. Adult ladybugs develop bright colors just after they leave pupae. The bright colors of ladybugs are not just for appearance. Their purpose is to warn potential attackers. This beetle has an unpleasant taste. They also have another line of defense: they emit foul-smelling blood from their leg joints. When frightened, this yellow liquid is toxic to many ladybug predators, such as birds and small mammals. When all else fails, ladybugs are known to pretend to be dead. These insects live an average of 1 year, although some species can live up to 3 years, which is quite an achievement considering they are insects and are very small. Ladybugs are solitary insects that spend their time searching for food. However, despite this independence, ladybugs gather together to hibernate and thus protect themselves from the cold during the winter. Ladybugs that live in colder climates enter hibernation, a type of insect hibernation when aphids begin to disappear. Ladybugs realize that winter is approaching and gather together to reproduce just before entering hibernation. During this period, which can last up to 9 months, they live off their fat reserves that sustain them until spring when their food is again abundant. Wait, help us change the world by sharing, commenting, or subscribing. You will help us create a domino effect of good people and transform the world. Thank you for watching this video. Which of these ladybug secrets surprised you the most? Tell us in the comments, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to Feral Fables to keep discovering the most amazing stories of the natural world.